Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and do you ever look at a 3-year-old and say, yeah, you're cool and all, but I would absolutely love to replace you with something better? We've all been there, and I'm here to take a look at Super Mario Odyssey, great game, love it to death, and explain why it's not good enough, and how I want it to be better. Or we could take a look at Super Mario Odyssey 2. So Super Mario Odyssey and the number 2 walk into a bar, right? A one-night stand later and BOOM! Let's see this happen, Nintendo! Super Mario Odyssey is my favourite game of all time, so naturally I'd love to see it get the sequel treatment. A new 3D Mario game is as inevitable as Sonic Forces being fucking worthless. But I'd like Mario's next adventure in the realm of that elusive third D to be a direct sequel to Odyssey. I personally believe that the core formula of Odyssey has so much potential beyond what the first game had. But please, don't take that the wrong way, as I still feel the first game utilised the formula expertly. Naturally, if we're talking Odyssey, then Cappy absolutely needs to return. This is not up for debate. I also think the kingdom structure of Odyssey should make a return, as it allowed for loads of creativity in these large, thematically coherent areas. Also, costumes are back. They just are. Hey all, Rawk checking in here, and just a heads up, if you aren't familiar with the core formula of Super Mario Odyssey, then this video will be headache inducing. Now, what am I going to do to make this a more accessible topic for those who haven't played the first game? Fuck all. You clicked on the video. Now how's about we stop talking about old things I want and instead move on to new things I want? Luigi must be playable in this game. Nintendo could be totally lame and do what they did in Galaxy 2, making him playable after you beat Bowser, but merely be a replacement for Mario. Or they could make Luigi playable after beating Bowser, but he has his own separate campaign. Yes, sticking with the original in the realm of the game starting after the credits, I think that a separate story should unlock in the post-game. Don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting this post-game story to be as big as the main one. I'd be happy if it was half as long, to be perfectly honest. And after beating it, Luigi is playable in Mario's campaign. I think Luigi should retain his gameplay from Galaxy, having a much better jump and way worse traction. And I think it would be interesting to see a large chunk of his campaign see him without his own version of Cappy. Maybe Luigi is off to save Cappy's brother during the events of the main story, and upon saving him near the end of the campaign, he gains all of Mario's Cappy abilities. I think the transition from no Cappy to Cappy in Luigi's campaign would be really interesting, and would allow for more tight platforming that the original kind of lacked. After beating his separate campaign, Luigi should be playable in the main game, and there should still be a smorgasbord of moons to find throughout all of the kingdoms. Speaking of kingdoms, I have a few specific ideas of what I'd like to see us exploring in this game. Super Mario Odyssey weirdly lacked a traditional ghost-themed kingdom. I mean sure, it had the Hat Kingdom, but I don't really think it counts. In Odyssey 2, I'd like to see a kingdom that is a haunted mansion in the middle of a dense forest. Not quite on the scale of Luigi's mansion, think more Haunted Zone from Pokepark Wii. The forest would be a maze, and getting to and from the mansion will be a struggle in and of itself. Once you get to the mansion, the courtyard will be a large area to explore with lots of little nooks and crannies to find moons in. I think it would be interesting if we saw the return of the Crowbars from the new Super Mario Bros. Series here, and they could potentially be captures that would be used to fly to the top of the manor, where a moon can be found. I think it would be wise to have another way of accessing the top, and I think that, like the T-Rex, there should be a time limit on this capture, as to not make it too overpowered. The inside of the mansion would be infested with boos, who were odd emissions in the first game, and would make their return here as captures. The Boo capture would essentially turn Mario into Boo Mario from Mario Galaxy, retaining its ability to become transparent and go through walls, which will be used to solve puzzles and nab moons. The house will also be home to standard dry bones, not the winged variant from the original. Capturing them will allow you to fall into a pile of bones like in Mario Maker 2, which will grant temporary invincibility, and will also be used for puzzle solving. Just in case I haven't sufficiently hammered it into your brain, I think there should be puzzle solving in this kingdom. In the attic of the manor there will be a boss fight, and honestly, I could go many ways with this. It could be King Boo, something akin to his fight in Super Mario 64 DS. It could see the return of Bouldergeist, or it could be a new enemy. I'm not too picky. Now it's time for my favourite pastime. Pandering! It's a bitch. Get this. Delfino Plaza. Need I say more? Delfino Plaza as its own post-game kingdom would be some neat shit, and each of the portals to the levels in the original game should take you to platforming challenges that could be themed towards the level they're replacing. Or, if they want to make us really horny, they could bring back the secret stages from those levels. And for the love of God, fix the slope detection. Please. The Comet Observatory would also be an amazing inclusion, perhaps as a 100% completion award, with a way to access Starship Mario as well. Basically, Nintendo, sometimes it's okay to be lazy. Fuck, I spoke too soon. Could be worse. Costumes were probably the single thing in the original game that I changed my mind on the most. I went from hating the idea of them to sort of liking them to spending hours on Luigi's Balloon World to collect them all. I'm a fucking maniac. The costumes I'd like to see all reference Mario's past, as unlike Nintendo, I don't have the time to create wholly new designs. I have an island to run, goddammit. Fire Mario. Why wasn't this in the original game? Come to think of it, why isn't Fire Mario getting any love as of late? It wasn't in Smash either. Has Nintendo forgot? I quit! B Mario. As a huge supporter of all things this, I'd love to see this happen. While we're at it, why not throw in Red Star Mario and Cloud Mario? Ice Mario would also be cool. Whether it's the new Soup variant or the Galaxy one, I'm not too picky. Mario Tennis Aces is probably a game that Nintendo would like to forget about, but I'm not Nintendo. No! So I say, fuck that. Let's get his Aces costume in here. I feel like this should go without saying, but Luigi should also have variants of these costumes. I think it goes without saying at this point, but I am unbelievably excited for Super Mario Odyssey 2, and I'm fidgeting in my seat just thinking about its inevitable reveal. Good news for fellow fans and enthusiasts of all things this. Super Mario Odyssey 2 will probably be revealed at E3, which means we don't have to wait long. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!